Data structures. Data structures are a way of organizing and storing data so that they can be accessed and worked with efficiently. They are fundamental to any programming language, and Python is no exception. Mastering built-in data structures like lists, dictionaries, sets, and tuples is essential for becoming a proficient Python programmer. Let's start by looking at the core sequence types in Python. Sequence types are a category of data types that represent a group of elements. The main ones are lists, tuples, and ranges. Lists are perhaps the most commonly used data structure in Python. They are mutable, which means that their content can be changed after they are created. Lists are ordered sequences that can hold any type of data, integers, strings, other lists, etc. Here's an example of a list. My list equals open square bracket 1, 2, 3 close square bracket. In this example, my list is a list containing 3 elements, 1, 2, and 3. Lists support a variety of operations. We'll explore the variety of operations that lists support and how they can be used in your Python programs. Indexing, slicing. In Python, you can access individual elements in a list using their index. Python lists are zero indexed, which means that the first element is at index 0, the second element is at index 1, and so on. For example, my list equals open square bracket 10, 20, 30, 40 close square bracket. Print open parenthesis my list open square bracket 0 close square bracket close parenthesis. You can also slice lists, which means getting a subset of the list elements. For example, print open parenthesis my list open square bracket 2 close square bracket close parenthesis append insert. You can add elements to the end of a list using the append method. For example, my list dot append open parenthesis 50 close parenthesis. Print open parenthesis my list close parenthesis. If you want to insert an element at a specific position, you can use the insert method. My list dot insert open parenthesis 1, 15 close parenthesis. Print open parenthesis my list close parenthesis. Delete Bob. You can remove elements from a list using the del statement. Then my list open square bracket 1 close square bracket. Print open parenthesis my list close parenthesis. If you want to remove an element and get its value, you can use the pop method. Last element equals my list dot pop open parenthesis close parenthesis. Print open parenthesis last element close parenthesis prints 50. Sort reverse. You can sort a list in ascending order using the sort method. My list dot sort open parenthesis close parenthesis. Print open parenthesis my list close parenthesis prints a list of. If you want to reverse the order of elements in a list, you can use the reverse method. My list dot reverse open parenthesis close parenthesis. Print open parenthesis my list close parenthesis prints a list of. Iterate over contents. You can go through each element in a list using a for loop. For element in my list colon, print open parenthesis element close parenthesis prints each element on a new line. Convert to other types. Finally, you can convert a list to other sequence types like tuples or sets. My tuple equals tuple open parenthesis my list close parenthesis. Print open parenthesis my tuple close parenthesis prints a tuple of. My set equals set open parenthesis my list close parenthesis. Print open parenthesis my set close parenthesis prints a set of. That's it for today's lecture on Python lists. I encourage you all to experiment with these operations and get comfortable with manipulating lists. It's important to note that while some operations like appending to the end of a list or finding its links are constant time operations, others like insertion or deletion in the middle of a list are linear time operations because all the elements after the inserted, deleted element have to be shifted. That's it for our lecture about lists. In our next lecture, we'll explore other sequence types like tuples and ranges as well as more complex data structures like sets and dictionaries.